street a few weeks back, and the fucking avocado didn't have a seed in it. It was just a shell with no. It was nothing in this. It was nothing in there. That's GMOs, man. Because a GMO, genetic modified organism, is not gonna produce seeds, man. And that's what a bunch of these people are, GMO babies, man. That's why they're bugged out in their head. They eat pork. They got worms in their brains. That's what's going on over here, man. And y'all want to call this place home. You Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. This is not your home, man. You should have never discontinued from the heritage, else we wouldn't be in the situation we're in today. But those that are drawing back and waking back up, we got to continue in that same heritage. For what? So we can inherit the covenants, man, the promises. Okay? Well, go ahead and bring out that one in Zephaniah. I'm gonna start up. I'm gonna jump around in Zephaniah chapter 1. It says, Zephaniah 1 and 2. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven, and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord. Right. And that's what's going on today, man. And some of the stumbling blocks, like I said, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked, talking about all these different idols, their philosophies, false doctrines, because the elect are the ones that are going to war with spiritual principalities and things of that nature, and discrediting, denouncing them. And the ones that are watching the videos, y'all gonna watch those breakdowns, and y'all gonna believe. Y'all gonna know about the Longhorn sign, which really goes back to Baphomet. You're gonna know not to be throwing that sign up. You're gonna know not to be throwing up the AOK sign, because that goes back to the 666. You know, you're gonna know not to be throwing up the triangle, because that goes back to, you know, the all-seeing eye, the pyramid. You know, there's different things, man. You know, there's different sign languages that people use that they don't even know what they really, or the origins of them, or these traditions. Like I was saying the other weeks, or last week, or whatever week it was, is that you got you know, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, 3 major holidays. You know, and like we always say, it's 2016, and if you ain't find out the truth about them things, then man, there's no hope for you, man. You know, there's no hope for you. You know? But those are the things that the Most High is casting down of the wicked, because the wicked set them things up. He's put painted a beautiful picture over something that's evil, man, and saying, hey, here, do it, observe it. You know, it says, Zephaniah 1 and 4, I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Right. And like I was saying, that the Most High, he's angry with the wicked every day, and with his own people, man, because we discontinue from the heritage. So the Lord has put his hand upon us to be scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, and be face persecution under our oppressors. Okay. It says, and I will cut off from the remnant of Baal from this place, in the name of Chemarims with the priests. Right, and that's the rest of you people that bow down to Caesar Borgia. All right, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Y'all gonna be the ones that are cut off. Because going back to the time of Elijah, when Elijah was being persecuted and faced with death by Jezebel and Ahab, King Ahab, Elijah was by himself, man. But the Lord told him, hey, I got 7,000 men that haven't bowed down to the image of Baal. And that's talking about that small remnant, that elect, that's going to be redeemed in the last days, man. Everybody else is going to be cut off. Let me go ahead and get that one in Romans. Okay, it's Romans 11, and I'll start at verse 2. It says, "The Most High had not cast away his people which he foreknew. What ye not what the scripture saith of Elijah, how he maketh intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down the altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the Lord, the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal." Right. So there's a small remnant here today in the land of America, in Europe, Alaska, Hawaii, Switzerland, the Philippines, if the brother's still continuing in the heritage. All right. In the islands, right? Mexico. The Lord is sealing them up, because we ain't bowing down to the image of Baal. Talking about this, the traditions and the customs of this place, man. That goes back to Satan. And ultimately, it's going to be the ultimate test. Is going to be the RFID chip. Can't forget about that, man. The radio frequency identification chip. Because a lot of people, that's where the hour of temptation, everybody's going to really be tested. When your stomach is really hurting for food, man. We don't know the pains of starvation. But that's the importance of continuing that heritage, because the Lord says you're not going to be tormented. You're not going to be touched with torment. Okay? It says, Romans 11 and 5, "Even so then at this present time also there's a remnant according to the election of grace." At this very time, man. It said at this present time, there's still a small remnant that is that's being called out, going all the way back to the time of Elijah. Because right now, you got two main people that are running for president. You got Hillary Clinton, right? Hillary Skank, and you got Bernie Sanders, and you got that joker Donald Trump. Well, there's three of them. All right, and then there's this big controversy and all this BS with Hillary Skank talking about because of that email situation that she went through. All right, but like I made a video and I was telling brothers, I'm not trying to. I honestly believe that it's going to be Hillary that gets it. All right, and when that happens, that's it, man. We're going to go full out. She's going to go full out. Even though the spirit of Jezebel is already here, but that's just going to be a manifestation, man. That these people still worship Semiramis, the Queen of Heaven, the goddess Diana. You know? And like I tell brothers about that CERN, you got that CERN project that they do over there in Geneva, Switzerland. They got that big, large hadron collider underneath the earth. That goes back to the god Shiva, which Shiva is a god of destruction. You see where I'm going with everything? Is that these different goddesses, these different gods that they worship, they're all based off destruction, man. But they like to paint it with smiley faces, love, fertility, that we're here to reproduce. All that goes back to worshiping different, worshiping the phallus, worshiping different reproductive organs. Basically, it's worshiping the creature. And that it goes deep, man. It's not just, doing Christmas or Easter. It goes real deep, man, to where you can ultimately yourself can be an idol. That's why we speak about narcissism, and you got to denounce yourself, man. You got to humble yourself, because at any turn or any thought could be your destruction. All right. It says, I'm gonna read it again. Romans 11 and 5. Even so then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Right. And that election that's found grace is you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians that are predestined from the foundations of the earth to receive salvation. Okay? Because if you read the story about Elijah, that 7,000 out of all the nation of Israel is a small number. Okay? You always got to keep that in your mind. The Lord deals in small numbers. Okay? Going back to Zephaniah 1 and 5, it says, "And them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship and that swear by the Lord, and that swear by Malcolm." Right, and that's you have stepping ass people, man. You can't be lukewarm. Okay, because you worship the host of heaven. Because, like I was saying, Christmas goes back to Saturnalia, the Romans. That's what they would call it in that time, Saturnalia, and that was worshiping of Saturn. Okay, and it goes to the symbol, the cube. Okay, so those that trying to be like, oh, I believe in that I'm an Israelite. You got Jakes out here that believe they're Israelites, but they're still observing paganistic customs, man. You know, traditions. You know, they ain't changed. They're still doing the same thing. They may grow out their beard, but that's not enough, man. It's not gonna save you. You may learn how to say shalom, shalom. You may know the salute, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but that's not enough, man. If you ain't, you gotta put your whole heart into it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your whole effort. You gotta put effort into this thing. You can't just half-ass it. You can't be mediocre, man. You can't do that, man. The Lord hates that. That's being lukewarm. You gotta be as a gold nugget, blinging, man, shining. You know, you can't be dull and looking at the battery. It's low and your light's dim. When you have a dim light, what is like? Fuck, goddamn, it's dark in this motherfucker. Turn the light up. You know, that's what the Lord wants. You know, He wants to know when He comes and sups with you in your mind. He wants to know that it's clean. You know, everything's in order. He ain't walking in and having to kick shit out the way like, damn, pick it up. You know, it's just like today in your daily life. You don't like walking in your house. The first thing you fucking open the door and there's something in front of the door. You push it out the way. You look, clothes, you know, dog shit or something, man. You know, that's how the Lord. He don't like that. He comes in. He wants to know that everything's right. And that's what it goes deep, man. It's spiritual. It's not what at the outer appearance. And that's what a lot of people think, man. They think it's about how you look. It's how you dress. You know. Oh, man. It says, going back to Zephaniah 1 and 6, "And them that are turned back from the Lord, and those that have not sought the Lord, nor required for Him." Right. So y'all that had not sought Him, nor required of Him, 100%, the Lord's going to cut you off with the wicked. Okay? He's going to do away with it. Why? Because you weren't continuing the heritage. You weren't pushing the heritage. You weren't going out to the highways and the hedges, speaking to your people. You weren't making the videos that's commanded all the way from the elder, which is through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai. Okay? You're continuing from the heritage. You're discontinuing from the heritage, man. It says, Zephaniah 1 and 7, "Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord thy power, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice, He hath bid His guests." Right. Again, it's all working according to plan. Simultaneously, it's all going according to plan, man. It's all happening at the same time. The Lord is preparing His instruments of death, and at the same time, He's bidding those to the marriage. In the midst of that, we're casting down strongholds. Anything that rises up against the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is destroyed. You know, it's lit on fire real quick. It's perishable, man. This book ain't perishable. This thing is everlasting. Like I've been saying, man. My favorite scripture right now is the one in First Esdras, man, where it says that the word of the Lord is always conquering. It conquers everything, man. It triumphs over everything. You know, who can be against the elect? And who's the main elect? Yahweh Shai. Nobody's against. No, you can try to fight at him. You can try to try to put spells on Yahweh Shai, you try to put spells on the scriptures, you try to put spells on the brothers, it ain't gonna work, man. Like I said on a video I made, the Lord controls all these spirits, man. Everything is at his command. So the Lord, you could try to put a curse on us, and that spirit will go and look at Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai like, nope, put it back on that motherfucker, put it back on him, and it's gonna backfire and go on you, man. That's why it says hold thy peace. And even those brothers in the script, in the truth, we gotta hold our peace. And it's not talking about when we're out here in the highways and the hedges. The scriptures say, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and we don't even speak that loud anymore like we used to. So it's not talking about that. It's talking about just being circumspect, being watchful, because the day of the Lord is at hand, man. And the Lord is making things happen. But those that continue in the heritage, you're going to be all right, man. You're going to be good. You know, the Lord's going to test you, and you're going to be put through things, and that's just to refine you. That's to make you into a better man. That's to give you more patience. You know, not to be like, oh, you know, to hell with it, I don't care anymore, I'm not gonna. No, you gotta just be patient about it, and continue to look for that door when the Lord opens for you, and to make things better, and do things a different way than you did prior, man. That's what it's about. When you go to the scriptures, you gotta apply these scriptures to your daily life and your daily situations. Okay, because the time's short, man. We can't be, you know, joking around, wavering, and being double-minded. You know, you're either in it or you're not in it. You know, you're either fighting or you're not fighting. Because either way, the Lord knows, period. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you got to have faith. And if you don't have faith, then what's going to happen? You're just going to fall out. You're going to give up. Faith is a powerful thing, man. And faith shows your works. Faith can show that if you're saved or not, man. We don't know it, but that's what the power of faith is. It says Zephaniah 1:8, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. Right, so if you got a strange apparel on you, man, you got with the strange apparel is talking about, you know, philosophies, doctrines, you know, different. You got your own little opinions. Well, I think it might be this, or I think the scriptures say this, or I don't agree with that. I don't agree with this. You know, that's that strange apparel, man, because that's how it is out here. That you can go to certain countries, and they don't understand certain words like but, or like why, or you know what I'm saying? Like they don't. Those are. It's either straightforward. It's straightforward between them in their language. They don't got words like that, like but, and you know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to talk about. You know, if no, there's no if, buts, or whys. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, do it or not. And if you say yes or no, I mean that's what it is, man. That's how the Lord is. You can't say, well, I don't know. Right there, he could strike you down and kill you, man. You know? It says, so the Lord is going to destroy all those with strange apparel, man. All these sodomites, these women that commit adultery, these women that are rebellious, these men that are rebellious. All right? That's part of that strange apparel. Like I said, there's many, many infinite things that fit in that strange apparel, man. So you got to be circumspect and wise and stay in the right path. It says, in the same day also I will punish all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit. Right, so the Lord, again, you know, the Lord's going to destroy all those that destroyed his son, Yahweh Shai. Alright? When he's going to come back from the heavens, you're going to see, y'all going to all well because of him. You know, y'all that touch the elect, the apple of his eye, y'all going to all perish, man. Because then it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Right, so there's going to be a great, wailing, man, in the land. Great lamentations, woes. It says, how you inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, and all they that bear silver are cut off. Right, you got certain businesses out here that are laying people off, and they're shutting down businesses. That's part of that economy being destroyed, man. America's economy is falling, and when the economy is falling, what happens? The kingdom falls too. That's part of their infrastructure. It's not just the roads. These banks is what holds them up, and power and everything like that, man. So when that starts falling, hey, man, there's no hope for it. That's why they're trying to come up with the new. They're trying to come up with the new currency. They're trying to come up with the new currency. With the ultimate one they're trying to push right now is the RFID chip, and that has nothing to do with our heritage. That's of Satan, man. We ain't supposed to give servitude to no man. We're supposed to do it to Yahweh Shai. It says Zephaniah 1:12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are scattered on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. And that's to those ones that don't believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's return. They don't think that he's coming back. They don't think that that man's gonna be receive a judgment for turning back away. Like Akkad Lamad and all, certain individual guys that were in the truth real strong, and then they just went back into the whatever Wizard of Oz land, and thinking that they're gonna get away, man. You ain't gonna frustrate prophecy. You ain't gonna it's not like a video game where you can unplug the cord and it's over. You can't unplug Yahweh Shai, man. You can't unplug these scriptures. There's too many Bibles out in the world for you to destroy. Esau can't even go and destroy them all. So this book is gonna find this spirit that's in this book is gonna go according to those that it was created for. See? So the candles are sent out. Who are those candles? We are, man. The elect. The elect are the candles out searching Jerusalem. And we're trying the reins of men too. It's like Yahweh Shai is testing us. We test brothers, and brothers are being tested. You see? And it's only to build you up, to keep you pushing, to keep you fighting. It's not to destroy you. But it goes hand in hand. It's either going to see what you're made of or not. But right, like I said, the Lord would not do good, neither will he do evil. And that's what they're saying, man. Everybody's saying that, the Lord ain't gonna do nothing, man. This book is dead. This book is is fiction. It's a fairy tale. But the Lord is coming back, man. It says Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom he had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? Right. And that's talking about you people, man, that try to contend with us, right? Try to persecute us and defame our name. You try to do all manner of evil against us, man. And at that same and on that same token, we're the ones that were trying to help you. We're the ones that were really watching y'all. While y'all were watching us, we're watching you to see whether or not you sigh and cry in the highways and the hedges, man. Whether or not you're going to be sealed up, or we're going to put a mark on you for death or good for life. You know, because like I said, the Lord's word reigns supreme. His judgments reign supreme above all things. You know, it says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. Right, y'all don't know the way of the Lord, man. And the light of the Lord didn't shine upon them, man. That's why y'all weren't able to receive it. That's why y'all weren't able to receive this rebuke. Because you're hard-headed, stiff-hearted. You're stiff-hearted like a child. You know? You're not worthy, man. But like we all know that everybody in this time, everybody thinks they're worth something. You know? And you may be worth something to your mom, your dad. You may be worth something to your boss. But according to the Lord, you're not worth nothing. That's why he has like certain vessels that are created for honor and dishonor. And how there's much gold, there's not that much gold in the earth. You got more dirt and rocks than you do gold. That's why I was bringing that one out in 2nd Ezra where it says that the kingdom is created for a few. But the earth right now is for many, man. Because many are in rulership. Many are doing whatever they want. But the Most High is showing you that he deals in small numbers, man. And the ones that are going to continue in their heritage is a small group of men and women and children that are going to do it. All right? You're not gold. You're not silver. You're reprobate silver. You're wood, man. You're stubble that's just going to be burned up in the fire. You know, and that's what a lot of these people are. They don't even know. They're just fuel to the fire, man. Y'all are just matches waiting to be lit and just to burn up things. You know? It says, Wisdom of Solomon 5:7 says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by. Right, so y'all's pride is gotten you destroyed, man. Like it said when I was in Zephaniah, it says, the Lord shall neither do good nor evil. Like y'all think the Lord the Lord doesn't exist, man. That you're gonna get away clean. That's proud, man. Y'all being proud, and y'all being proud against your maker. You know? Get another one. And pride is a fall of men, man. So that's the root, man. One of the roots of all evil. This is Isaiah chapter 10. I'll start at 15. It says, shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up, or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no good, or as if it were no wood. Right, so you can't do anything outside your will, man, outside the will of the Lord. So when you start boasting up against the Lord, you start trying to act like you're something when you're nothing. You deceive yourself. And when you're deceived, what? You fall into a trap. It says, therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. Right, so you're gonna rise up against the Lord. You know, if I was at my job and I was trying to use a certain tool and the tool was trying to buck up against me, I'll grab the cord and swing it around and bash it against the wall, man. Or say if it was malfunctioning, it just wasn't performing its job, what are you going to do? You're going to throw it away and you're going to replace it with a new one that's going to work properly. But if that tool was actually trying to rise up against me, hey man, I would have to put it down. But that's what you 2/3, and you heathens, that's what y'all become. Y'all think y'all control the Lord. Y'all think that the Lord is like some genie in the bottom that you rub him when you want him. No, man. The Lord ain't with that, man. The Lord controls all things. He does all things, man. It says, verse 7, Isaiah 10:17, and the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame, and it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day, and shall consume the glory of his forest and his fruitful field, both soul and body, and they shall be all as when a standard bearer fainteth, and the rest of the trees of his forest shall be few, that a child may write them. Right, so everything else is going to be destroyed, man. Everything that's not worth saving is going to be destroyed. Okay, but you can't be bucking up against the Lord or trying to go this way or go that way. You got to stay on that right path. You can't wait. You can't turn to the left or to the right. You see, and we already know what happened to Israel for doing that, man. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Right. So those children are gonna what? They're gonna be destroyed, man. You know. Let me get another one here in the book of Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 16 verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Right, so the Lord is not rejoicing in all these people that are on the earth. There's 7.2 billion people on the earth, man. The Lord ain't happy with the majority of them. Right, just because there's a lot of you doesn't mean that it's like, oh man, they've increased in number. I'm happy. I'm glad. Look at them, man. They're doing well. No, man, the Lord ain't with that, because He knows you're not doing well. Y'all are living off. Y'all's fuel is all based off pride and demons, man. Witchcraft, being rebellious, having unrighteous anger. That's y'all's fuel. All right. It says, Sirach 16:3. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. Right. So hey man, that proves everything, because of this. Those that discontinue from the heritage, they're ungodly and they're unprofitable children, man. And the Lord knows it, and He ain't had no problem destroying you, because you called that to yourself. And you got to always understand the Lord is an ever judging power. Us as humans, we judge every day, man. And the smallest thing, we have to make a decision. That's what judgment goes back to, is making a decision. Should I do this, or should I not do this? You know, that's what the Lord is the same way. He weighs things in the balance. You know, an unjust balance is an abomination to the Lord. So if it's too much of one or the other, it's an abomination. So we got to keep it at a